everyone, welcome back to Encounter Encouragement. Tonight's video, as promised, is part of this series, The Fruits of the Spirit. But we discussed last time that, in my opinion, it is the fruit of the Spirit. Therefore, I am looking at each of the individual characteristics that are listed under the fruit of the Spirit as part of a hybrid in terms of making all those fruits one gift, one fruit of the Spirit. And so tonight, the video is on the characteristic or the fruit of love. Now, this could go in a lot of different directions. We use the term love very, very regularly in our daily lives. Oh, I love that top. Love what you've done with your hair. I mean, so many things. But there are many different types of love. And so I'm going to focus more on the love of God. Now, I have taken a few select verses and looked at them. And the first one is 1 John 4:8. The one who does not love does not know God, for God is love. That's pretty all-encompassing, and right there we could stop. God is love. That's the best of that fruit that we could put into the fruits of the Spirit. So we could just stop right there. But let's go on a little bit more. I'm going to look at, and I'm actually going to read from the New American Standard Bible, something that we've probably almost all heard already, and this is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and I'm going to look at verses 1 through 7, and then 13. Okay, here we go. If I speak with the tongue of men and angels, but do not have love, I've become a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and know all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. And if I give all my possessions to feed the poor, and if I surrender my body to be burned, but do not have love, it profits me nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, and is not jealous. Love does not brag and is not arrogant, does not act unbecomingly. It does not seek its own, is not provoked, does not take into account a wrong suffered, does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. But now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, but the greatest of these is love. So if we look at each of those things that love is, every single one of them is a positive characteristic of love. Patient and kind. Wouldn't we all like to be that way? Isn't that the way we want to be treated, with patience and kindness? It is not jealous. It's hard to be jealous because you're fighting a battle that is completely internal, and you can't win unless you stop. And it's not always hard to stop, so we may as well love and let it go at that. It doesn't brag, and it isn't arrogant, and it doesn't act unbecomingly. Seems pretty peaceful if you ask me. Does not seek its own, and it isn't provoked. Oh, no drama. It seems like it's getting better and better. Does not take into account the wrong suffered. You know what? It's forgiving. It does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. So, all in all, it's a very, very positive, peaceful, uplifting quality to have. And if you look at it that way, this is one of the characteristics of the fruit of the Spirit that we are looking at and that we would love to have. So what makes up this fruit of the Spirit? Part of it is this love. And you go back to probably the most famous verse on love, and that's John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. And if that's the kind of love that God gives us, how much more should we give it to others, because he first loved us? And one other verse that I don't have the exact quotation for it, but it talks about greater love has no man than this, that he lay down his life for his friend. And that's a paraphrase because I don't have it exactly in my head. But how amazing would it be that somebody would step in the way of harm and lay down his own life to protect you? Wow. That's a characteristic that I want. I want to be able to say that I am patient, I am kind, I don't brag, and I don't look at, the wrongs of people, but I want to find and rejoice in the truth of them. I want to lift them up. I want to be able to say, I value you so much that I would get in the way of harm to save you. And that's what I see as the characteristic of love as part of the fruit of the Spirit. And I'm so grateful that each of these characteristics is an amazing characteristic. And I can only look forward to learning and being and doing more of each one of these characteristics, because if I don't have them all, I don't have the fruit. I might have a fruit, but that's an individual fruit. It's not the hybrid that is considered the fruit of the Spirit. And I want the full hybrid fruit of the Spirit, the combination of all 9. So that's what we're going for. So tell me, how do you feel that you have seen love enacted in your life, or by giving, I should say, or by receiving, having been given love to you? I am so blessed in many ways to be loved by family and friends, and one particular friend who is so amazingly generous and basically gave her home to me when I first moved down here. And that was an act of love that I will never, never forget. So just something to think about. How have you been loved, and how have you loved? So for now, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And feel free to put some comments down there. I really love to read the comments and to respond. Like the video, share, subscribe if you haven't. I'm looking to build the channel and to build some relationships with people out there. So go ahead, subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Joy. So until we meet again, be blessed, everyone. Thanks, y'all.